Hello everybody, this is Simon and we are changing the format because the internet here is not up to speed as people who actually watch these videos might have maybe noticed. I will have to do what I might have said, but then it got cut, or maybe I did not. I did say it, doesn't matter. I will basically make a live Let's Play offline right now and upload it later to YouTube, maybe off the work internet. Because the thing is, this internet I'm having here at home actually has a pretty good download, so I never thought to question it, and this is why I tried again and again with the stream. But the upload is atrocious. It's just that's the way it is, and I can't really change it because I'm living on rent. And I'm definitely not going to ask, could you please maybe even pay more for your internet service provider to allow me to stream from your basement for 1 year? That would be very nice. No, not gonna do that. So we're just going to pretend that I have an audience at the moment. I cannot react to any questions. But let's be quite honest, this is just let's try stuff out to get back into the game, basically. Give me something to do while I play, what I would have done anyway, and if somebody's actually entertained by my stupid bullshit, then I'm quite happy. If not, it doesn't really matter now, does it? Anyway, to get back into this, we went halfway down the cathedral to the actual ground floor of it, came from up here, fought the giant, and basically discovered very quickly that everything is a stuttery mess, and we're not going to continue with that. Hopefully after this here, the quality will be better in many, many ways, from commentary to actual video. Now, wouldn't that be nice? Now, what we have here is a mimic. I'm just going to tell you because I've played this game before. You cannot quite see his question mark chain because it's actually clipping into the floor, which is terrible, of course. I might try something which I haven't done so far because I didn't really feel the need to. But why not do it right now? What you can do with mimics in every game actually, even in Dark Souls 1 where these things here originated, you can throw an Undead Hunter charm at them and they yawn and you can get their item. What you can then do, let's see if I can do that, is, no, kick 'em, I think? No? Can't. But what you can do is wait for them to get back to sleep and then basically try again. Yeah, like that. It's adorable, isn't it? What this does is give you an extra chance of them dropping the item which is their random drop. I'm relatively sure that the final Mimic will give it to you, but it might also only be a Dark Souls 1 thing, and we didn't get it right now. But you can do that as long as you have Undead Hunter Charms. You can leave one Mimic alive and then just keep farming him basically for the symbol of Avarice, which is the Mimic helmet, which is used for farming things, because it makes things drop more quickly. I don't have much of a reason to fight this guy, so maybe I will just keep him alive for exactly that purpose. Let's continue on. Also, one thing I do absolutely have to remember now that I'm no longer doing PvP, or I guess I could because now at least the stream won't crash my computer performance, hopefully. I mean, I am recording, so let's see. Is upgrade the weapon to +2. This guy has a very cool mace, which might be interesting to try out, but it is pretty much exactly the same like the one I'm using right now, so there is not a particular huge reason for it, I don't think. The biggest thing is that he has also an interesting armor set, be careful that. So we could farm him and his brethren. Let's see if I want to, but at the moment I'm happy with just smashing them into the ground. And again, it goes by really quickly. I don't think I've mentioned enough how much this hammer is easy mode. Otherwise, these guys are quite dangerous and take a while and to get around their shield and stuff. So just not so much fun. Oh, hi. I mean, of course I knew this was going to happen, but the first time it's guaranteed to scare the crap out of you. This is another one of these typical Dark Souls 3 enemies that, oh my god, was that easy. Holy shit, I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say for Dark Souls 1 or actually Let's Play focused Let's Plays. I definitely will have to come up with a better weapon to use that doesn't just clown and everything. Anyway, this is one of these typical Dark Souls 3 enemies I wanted to say before its dying rudely interrupted me, was in that he jitters around a lot and has a lot of very hard to read moves, and it's not actually really fun to fight. So I'm kind of glad that I could clown on it and without dying all the time. This being an offline stream, I guess now basically means that, oh, behind me, did you see it? Did you see it? Oh my god, I just want the perseverance. Thank you. These guys are still very hard, even with a hammer. Huh. Can see why I'm kind of wary of fighting them all this time, because they can be kind of dicks. Um, I think I lost my train of thought because these guys keep interrupting me. Good thing that you can just react quickly, especially when it's a one hit. Mm, something about the spider? Ah, whatever. It'll come to me or not. It doesn't matter too much. Yeah, offline stream, right. That does mean that I can just edit these things. So if I die again and again, then it's not a big deal. I can just cut out stuff. But especially for this, what I'm doing right now, I don't even want to put so much effort into it. I just tested the video recording program. I had to re-download it because I am on a fresh install of everything. It works, should work at the very least, so that's nice. But ideally, I will just upload these as if I had streamed them and not fuck around with them too much. But if something bad happens, it's reassuring that I can just edit around it if I care to. Let's see. Anyway, when I was originally opening these doors, I thought it was going to be a mega shortcut because we still haven't opened the big door up top. I don't think so. No, we don't have. But it's actually just another nice view of the bridge we have been around a lot of times. Down there, up here first, under settlement here, stray demon-like thing on the other side. The works, and the only thing you get here is the Saint Bident, which is not bad until you realize that it's actually kind of crappy unless you specifically built for it, and I think it has been buffed in some patch or another between my long break during me finishing the game, platinuming it, or getting all achievements, depending on how you want to look at it, and the DLCs coming out, which I initially didn't care for too much, and I still don't care for them too much, but we're going to do them anyway. So the Saint Bident used to be pretty terrible as far as I know. Maybe it's better now, or maybe people are just like, ah, actually if I build it like this, it's not that bad. It is a spear, which kind of hampers it in this game to begin with. Oh, another Flamberge guy. I keep forgetting that there are more than just like the one guy in Undead Settlement. And again, it's a very rare drop, so that's why we don't have a Flamberge ourselves yet. I don't really particularly care for that either, because I have had my fill of great swords. Yeah. Continuing on here, I completely forgot something, but let's see if I can't take care of this guy here first. Guess I didn't actually forget it because I just remembered. I will fight these guys here without healing and see what happens. The downstairs department here in general is a bit empty, but I guess it gains a little more weight if the giant is still alive, but he's still going to be asleep if you come out here, and then you can just ignore him. It's mostly about intimidation in general. I mean, these guys here are kind of a problem if you are not using a brutally and grotesquely overpowered weapon like I do. Whoa, he actually hit me out of the R2. But maybe he won't hit me out of this R2. Maybe he just doesn't care. I mean, I guess I was right. He didn't hit me out of the R2. Oh, that's not ideal. So what I was going to do, let's just make this a little bit more challenging, eh? Let's use an Ender to heal up. Ah, the reach. The reach. Come on, stop turtling, man. It's not like it's PvP here. And... no, not really, but good enough. And this is what I was embering up for. Oh, please don't. Oh my god. I'm so bad at this. And see, this is why there can be problems. They hide behind shields and then you bonk off with your less crazy weapon, and then you're gonna have a bad time. And I'm not fighting Kirk in there. And now we're gonna have a hell of a lot of time just fighting him. Because, you know, I have a hammer, and he has just a short sword, and he's an idiot. So yeah, goodbye, Kirk. This is of course a blatant Dark Souls 1 reference, where Kirk kept invading you all the time in that game. Um, this time it's guaranteed to get his equipment right away. And this also unlocks his armor set later, which I want because I like the look of it, and it's semi-weighty, so you can actually wear it. Yes, yes, I've seen that lever, by the way. Hyper armor, my dude. Still didn't hit him, but works out well enough. Anyway, this is the last really dangerous part of the cathedral down here. And now we actually have free reign of the entire ground floor, unless I forgot one guy hiding up on the rafters there. I mean, let's just take a look. Maybe I also forgot an item. Sorry for being a little disjointed, but you know, I didn't plan these. I don't plan on planning these, especially for Dark Souls 3. Maybe at some point I will do like the Grand Souls series Let's Play, and then I will come back and do this in earnest. But for now, let's just do this casual as we do. And as you are used to by now for this one. Okay, we're done here. Oh, by the way, these things here, they just poison you. It's a little weird. I don't quite get it. As I said before, the top floor of the cathedral, the rooftops, is top-notch level design. Everything makes perfect sense where the enemies are placed and stuff. Down here, less so. The more open Dark Souls 3 gets, the less it is focused, and that really hurts it, I think. There are many gimmicks like this that just don't work. I mean, maybe you get poisoned once. Even then, whatever. You have been poisoned so often before. And then you have levers like this, which do this. You can't use this as an elevator. Believe me, I've tried because I kept not finding the bridge over there. This is a completely different thing, by the way, but I tried. And what this does is basically create a wall where the giant cannot pass. This is important in a minute also. So this is basically like shutting off a future trap, maybe. I mean, you can still get at the giant, so it's just against the giant. But the giant is never threatening. Like, it's never a problem down here. If you are here, then he will not attack you. And he might, if I can activate a certain event we're going to see. But even if he does, it's not a hard fight per se. It's completely toothless, and I don't quite get it. These entire things, the bridges which you can raise, I don't get it. Anyway, second shortcut. The first time I was here, I was like, there's probably going to be some goodies down there, and I'm going to jump attack this fucker and find the secret. And I think I actually saw the item here because I just had missed it the first time. But this guy here, we've seen him before. We just came through this door and got the poison bite ring, which is there. It's just reachable from the outside of the cathedral at the very start of the area. It's been a while since I've been there, since I had been there and since we've been there, so I just forgot. But there you can see this is the graveyard area, and there you go back to the bonfire, which is incidentally down here. Long story short, I completely missed opening the shortcut and just had to go back through everything. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. That's just the kind of man I sometimes am. And yeah, this is back at the start. We're actually going to use this opportunity to refill, not that I need it particularly, but it's always a good idea, I think. And one other thing, when I initially came through here, after, you know, that kind of frustration, I opened that. Yep. And saw this elevator here, was a bit weary. Opened that, saw the shortcut, wonderful. And then I go up the elevator. Suspense. Of course, I look for secrets everywhere because you never know with Dark Souls elevators. And then I'm here. See this guy here is a ranged guy, keep that in mind. And we are at the start of the rooftop section. So, for me, this basically meant that you actually do have this opportunity to get up close and personal with a ranged enemy, which I always appreciate because, you know, time for revenge. There should be a lot of messages here, but there are not. Maybe I should actually get some seek guidance to see if I can read some of these, but nah, fuck it. Anyway, I thought this was the point, just like showing how this guy gets up here, and that this is basically so some lore stuff or whatever to make the design a little more sense. But you know there is a way around here. I didn't find this on my own. Like some people told me, buddies of mine, they were like, ah, but this and this stuff in the cathedral was pretty hard section, or have you figured out the Rosaria's Covenant yet? And I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but yeah, you can get around here. Brilliant, isn't it? It's just you can't be expected to find everything in your first go through. Okay, this is my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Also, this guy for some reason drops the deep ring, which just also, I think this also gives you some extra attunement slots. Yes, exactly. Much like the Saints ring, I think they both give you 2 attunement slots, which is a lot, but the Saints ring costs 300 souls and you can get it as soon as you get Irina. So unless you completely miss her, the deep ring is absolutely fucking pointless. Don't quite get it. Also don't know why this guy in particular drops it, though he is one of these deep priest guys, which we're going to see a lot of later on, probably in this video. And I guess that makes lore perspective or whatever. We are up on the rooftops again, so the level design is now good again. This guy here, he always comes up a little early to be an actual threat. Ah, from down there. What just hit me? Oh, down there. Okay, let's just keep moving. Anyway, finally, you always learn something new with these games. Finally see where that fucker is coming from, which I never expect. He's hanging off the ledge there. I've never seen him come in. Heal for safety, and I really have enough Estus. This guy can be a nasty surprise, but I always check where there is an obviously shorter way. So yeah, whatever. Man, I'm tanky. I think I have overleveled a lot. But I don't mind so much. But it's just, you know, all the souls I farmed. I thought I was starring myself, but not really. I think this is just a really early game area still. But the cathedral is not a big problem in particular, and health is not going to be the deciding factor. And this is the first time you can have a hard time here. But now that we've gone through the rooftop part down there, it's actually the worst is definitely over. Always checking for ambushes in these corridors. What you want to do is here always draw enemies alone. I mean, that is just common sense for everything involving a new situation. It's doubly so important here where you can see that this is a very linear thing, but you know that there is going to be ambushes. So you're just very careful and look in every corner. Maybe even look if some people are coming up from there, and it's working out rather well in most cases. Like for example this guy here, he would come out, but we have seen him coming, still took some damage, but you know, just because I'm not walking around with my shield. The first time I would do this, I would always have the shield up. I mean, that also again is just common sense. Here you just, is there going to be an ambush? You can twist the camera behind. It's like, maybe. And yes, of course, there's going to be an ambush. It's just, by this point, it's no longer a big surprise. It's just like a bit of a cliche. And it's just one of these guys. I think even if he gets the drop on you, you know how to deal with them. I mean, there's an ambush which you barely can avoid exactly down here. 3 guys at once. That is hard. That is definitely hard. That's got me a few times. Up here, it's a little tired. It's like, come on, Dark Souls 3. What do you really expect from me? Can I use this? Not right now because it would overburden me, but in general. Oh yeah, I can absolutely use this. It's perfect for my build. Well, that's nice to know. Then I will upgrade that. Then I will definitely upgrade that because having some ranged option, always a good thing. Always a good thing. Anyway, first time player perspective, practicing to have that a little bit. You would always like super carefully go around here. Like this. This is definitely where shields are very useful. I mean, if something gets to drop on you, then you have the shield out. It's not about turtling behind and being incredibly careful all the time. It is just, you don't know? You be careful. You hear footsteps. Just be careful. And then, if you wait long enough, you maybe avoid this because it was super obvious. I mean, again, come on. You really think this guy is just waiting to be backstabbed with no consequences? Like, yeah, sure. Of course. Of course. Of fucking course. If this section was earlier than the rooftop section below, then I could see how these setups make sense. But this way, I don't quite get it. But again, this is a bit of a problem I have sometimes with Dark Souls 3's level design, where I'm not entirely sure what exactly they were going for, what lessons they're supposed to teach me, which I don't already know by heart 1,000 times before. Oh my god, the frame rate. Let's just go on. Brilliant. And also the enemy path finding can be a bit of a trouble spot for the enemies at the very least. This guy is intimidating because, he has a weapon which you haven't seen before. Maybe you have seen it before, at least in my... Jesus fucking Christ. Game, you're embarrassing yourself. Anyway, maybe you have seen it before, in my case at the very least, because I discovered this very late, as I said. Downstairs, there is more of them. Can be hard. You also know that the maze guys can be quite the fuckers, so might be weary here. If you have finally found this area, and the first time you got through there, maybe you lost some Estus, maybe some of the ambushes did get you. I mean, you will always lose some life at the very least if they surprise you. Anyway, it's not the most logical thing to just go there and go for it. You're always going to build intimidated, and I get that. That's good. To have like this one heavy enemy where you're not super sure if you want to do it, and at some point you just have to decide to go for it because are you serious with this? Are you absolutely serious? I'm trying to make a point here, Dark Souls 3. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is actually why I do think that live recording these games is a good idea in general because you don't miss any moments like this. And it's not like I could do much for this character at the very least except replaying this section and trying for him to not be an idiot. We're going to fight one of them fair and square. Don't worry, but still. Ugh. Anyway, you might also have gone this way first and encountered this setup here, which is quite lovely, because this guy here on a very narrow part, and you see how much stamina this takes off, even of the Great Shield. Two of them and I'm gone. This is a hassle. And whoa, that was close. That was close. You really do not want to be fighting up here. If you cannot avoid it, then you're gonna have a bad time. And even so, he will rush you down. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Definitely not. And he has the combos. He has the combos. So yeah, let's do this. Immediately frostbitten. One more? Yes, one more. Not entirely sure how I keep avoiding these, but okay, I'll take it. I mean, this is kind of hitbox porn, definitely. I mean, I'm going a little bit in the knees when I do this, and his weapon swings over me. That makes sense. That's good. Just an ender. That's sad. That's sad. I want their set, kind of. I mean, I think it looks terrible. Many people like it, I know. At least some of the YouTubers I watch. But completion's sake, man, completion's sake, and also the weapon. I want to try the weapon. Maybe it's fun. I don't know. I think it takes a little bit more dexterity than I want to invest, like 12 or so. Let's see. Let's see, whatever. Anyway, this guy here is fun because he's ranged. You can conceivably be harassed by this guy while the other one is also storming at you, and that is absolutely something you do not want. But you can lure him into melee relatively easily, so that's nice. You actually do want to do that, because for whatever reason, and I really, really do not get this decision, it's incredibly stupid, he is the only enemy, and now I am absolutely sure of that being the case, the only enemy in the entire game who drops the heavy crossbow. And we just found the arbalest. The same principle applies actually. What's going on? What is happening? Yes. Yes. Good crotch shot camera. Wonderful. If you have a heavy enough weapon, then you can just say fuck you to their shields, which is fun. If you don't, well, then you better have a good solution. Again, if I'd ever play this game on not easy mode with a hammer, then we might find out this solution. But yeah, he's the only enemy in the entire game who drops a unique crossbow, which isn't anything special, it's just a heavy crossbow. There have been a lot of heavy crossbows in Souls games, and they're always just the crossbow. Nobody actually uses crossbows anyway, unless they're the Evelyn. So, makes no fucking sense to me. Really makes no sense to me. Anyway, you can get down there, not even with a cat ring. I think I've tried, because I kept missing stuff. and trying to get around and up and everything, but this is the only way you can get up to this side actually, early. So now let's see about that side quest thingy. Maybe I should not do this. Maybe I should not. I never know what the triggers are. You know what? Let's do this later. Let's just do this later. Let's just say fuck it. And I'm going to try and activate the side quest first to be safe. I'm just going to come back here and have another go at a drop of these guys. And maybe we will get into some humorous situations, who knows? And before I forget, I will upgrade my weapon to make the situation less humorous for the enemies. I keep not using the shield. I really should put it away, but I like the idea of having a great shield and a great weapon, but it's really pointless. I've gone completely without a shield for so often now that it's really not my style anymore to hide behind the shield.
Be careful.
Yes, for bosses maybe. I think there are some bosses, as people have said before, that are more or less trivialized by having a shield out, and I will keep it in mind for those bosses, but for now I will just, I will just do this, be a little more cookie cutter, and this frees up some space, and I'm actually going to, that's a good idea I think, I'm actually going to equip the arbalest and play around with it a little bit. Perfect. Very nice indeed. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have never had that happen either.
That is what.
Good. Ah yes, it's an extra tab. I don't even have that many large shots, and it stays at plus 3. Do I have enough bolts? Not really. Not really. I was using all of those on the trees. I think the sniper bolts were actually really good last time. I mean, they are more expensive, but I don't really need any levels at the moment, and I think I've bought all armor sets, so yeah, let's just spend all these souls and bolts on the expensive ones, because I can afford it. Yeah. Yeah, right, you can only carry 99 of them at once for whatever fucking reason. Get it together, Dark Souls 3. It's not like you're really going to run out, but if you ever do, then it's just a gigantic pain in the ass. And if you want to do a bow-only run, which is possible, but a pain in the ass, because of reasons like this, it's not really necessary for balance or anything, so I don't get it. And I think initially you could only carry 99 in your storage box even, and they upped it to at least 600 or something, or am I confusing that with blood vessels? Anyway, it makes no fucking blood vials, not vessels. It makes no fucking sense. It's just why even limit it? For Dark Souls 1, some of these restrictions made sense to me because they were more like let's say, deliberately old style game design. Um, why is the symbol not blinking? Do I have to go through here? No? Am I being invaded? Shut up. Yes, I am. That's fun. What? Why? Huh. Was I being invaded while I was at the bonfire? And then I walked up here and cut off the invasion because I changed zones? Might be the case. If so, I'm very sorry for that guy, because, invaders have it hard enough already. Maybe he can try again here. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so this corner of the room is completely empty. And what you do here is just pull this lever, and then this happens. And this is absolutely pointless. Like 1000%, I have no idea what the fuck this is for. You cannot get from up there to over here. There are no items to get. You cannot use this as an elevator to anywhere. Maybe you can like carol the giant behind there or hide out while he's chasing you or something. I mean, we can try. I got this thing here, so let's shoot him and see what happens. Nothing? Ugh. Don't you get off my tits. Good thing I bought a lot of firebombs now, right? So, does he not take damage at all? Oh, he does, 20. Okay, so he doesn't care. So we could conceivably kill him from there, but that is lame, so let's get a little closer, I guess. I want to know how much he follows me, because usually I just stay between his legs and hit him from there. Which I can show off later on, sure, because the other one I killed up there. Oh yeah, he throws shit, right, doesn't he? Anyway. Someone in the thread was complaining that in the Dark Souls 3 thread on something off, I should clarify, was complaining about not be able to getting close to the giant because he kept throwing shit at him. So yeah, you should just get in there. But yeah, okay. I guess you cannot lure him back there. So you know, I don't know. I don't know. Usually I don't bother with fire bombs on these things, and I think I will just not bother again with them. Because what you do against this giant, it's very hard. You go between his legs. You hit his legs a bunch if you can actually hit him. You watch out if he's going to stomp you. He usually misses, but maybe sometimes he hits the slimes. Always make sure to go behind him. Yeah, like that. Maybe an R2 or so. Ah, this guy. One of these guys always falls down from above. Sometimes you have to heal. And yeah, that's it. That is how you kill the giant. With a less overpowered weapon, you just take 3 times as long, but it's never hard. But what you get is one of my favorite armor sets and one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. So let's look forward to me getting this. Oh yeah, I got a remedy for this. But yeah, this is definitely 1000% intimidation. As you can see, there's no problem here. You just go there and then you hit his ankles a bit, and that's it. This is not hard. Unless you panic, of course. And here we have the Drang Hammers. God, I love the Drang Hammers. I was thinking about finding them soon and not really having something to do with all of my lower shards, my normal shards. So I think what I'm going to do is, just for variety's sake and to have a quick weapon in case I ever think I need it, I will probably just upgrade them alongside and then play around with them some more, because they're some of the most genuine fun I ever had in Dark Souls 3. The very first time I played it, there was some great normal duels against non-tryhard people who were specifically in a dueling spot. It was great. It was just great. Here you can see a setup which is actually also rather interesting. You really probably do not want to rush in there because you see this guy with the sword. This might be your first time seeing one of these of this particular type, and the ranged guys are shooting at you. So what do? Dark Souls 3 really is not keen on me having things work as they are maybe intended to. I thought he was going to keep shooting me. Why is he shambling over slowly? I don't get it. Anyway, it's an interesting question how to deal with this situation is what I was getting at, because the ranged guy is pestering you. You really do not want to activate this guy and the ranged guys at the same time. So what do? Also, you might notice this guy sitting here. The easiest way I came up with was just dodge and weave around the non-existent guys shooting you, get this guy's attention, dodge and weave backwards, go around the corner and fight him there. You might have some trouble because stairs are a nightmare in any Souls game, but it might just work for you. Who knows? Wow. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, this is really something which should not work as easily, but it's just the damage is crazy which I have, and I'm not apologizing for it. This was intended to be easy mode, and I'm showing off how easy it really is. Hey, no sleeping in church! Okay. This is what upgrading does for you. Thanks for the drops. Maybe the Great Shield is a little lighter than the one I've been using. Maybe it looks better. Maybe I'm still not going to use it. Let's see. For a boss, maybe. Upgrade normally, whatever. So yeah, you can smash these guys, but they're not really doing much. I think they might wake up if you do miss them. and go further on, but I never have. This is one of these completely ineffectual maybe traps which I don't quite get. Again, the level design was better on the rooftops, guys. More focused, because here you do have only one possible way to go into here, but after that you have a lot of ways to deal with these guys, and the best way is probably take it slow, take them out here one at a time. If you rush in, then maybe you might have trouble, but why would you rush in? It makes no sense. It is designed for a complete and utter moron of a player, whereas Dark Souls 1 people are always like, oh, if you pay attention then you will never get hit by the traps, and I don't think that is entirely the case, because some of the traps are genuine traps. There are some genuine traps in Dark Souls 3, but some of them really require you to be deaf, dumb, blind to the highest degree, and well, last I checked, I'm only dumb. So, up here. This is a bit of a weird one, because it's not really a shortcut. I think it's far, far quicker to take the other elevator up there and then run by here if you want to get to the boss, which coincidentally is down there, so we're almost done. But I guess it exists to connect something else which you've seen before, because this is finally the big cathedral door we arrived at when we went up here, which kind of makes sense in the way that a lot of churches did actually have this kind of back door, side door, even still giant entrance thing, but usually it's on the ground floor. But on the other hand, this entire thing here makes no real sense in real world terms. It's fine though, because it is a level that wraps back on itself very, very nicely and has some very interesting shortcuts, so I am not actually concerned about any of this. So, let's see here. The Hour of Truth. Of course he's not here. Of course he's not here. What the fuck do I have to supposed to do to activate patches? I do not get it. I was so careful. Maybe I should not have gone up Firelink Shrine, but I didn't see him there either. Maybe I should not have gone up to the roof before. These side quests, man. It just... Why would they make this so convoluted? What is lost to me? But it's not even anything particularly bad that happens if I don't see patches here. It's just... I miss out on this personally. I was planning for it. So good job, Dark Souls 3. You made another completely obscure and arcane thing to basically nothing. I don't know. It does nothing. It just robs me of a cool scene which I could have shown off. But this is why I use a cheat sheet and plan out these things before. Maybe this is like the test character. Anyway, should I just get back up there then to see what I missed? You know what? Let's just go to the boss for now. It's probably not going to be an issue. I have these prediction skills. How? Okay. Well, that was weird. Anyway, this was basically it on the ground floor, and this is the extent of what I saw the first time I got through here. As I said, never realized how to get up there. I did saw the patches event, however, so I don't know, you probably should not go up there early. Don't figure out things the first time. Is that the lesson I have to learn here? On New Game Plus, there is a ring here. Otherwise, it's conspicuously empty. Is this an NPC? Yeah. Wow, I didn't even realize you could summon horrors here. Interesting. Should I do it? I mean, why not? It might make the boss a little harder. Who's this? This is Anri, right? This is Anri. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's use horrors. I have never summoned horrors. I mean, I barely ever summon Anri. I rarely summon at all in this game. This should be serious then? It is serious. So if you really need help for this boss, you have it. An ample opportunity. And you can summon 2 people? Oh. Okay. The more the merrier, I guess. It's a little sad that I don't get any humans here, but on the other hand, maybe I am overleveled. This is exactly what the summons are for if you overlevel and fuck yourself out of human health. Anyway, I like this boss, it's great. Some people don't like it because it is gimmicky on one hand and really easy on the other hand, as you might have gathered. And I don't care, it's fun. Holy shit, Horace! Leave some for the rest of us! Oh my god! Well fucking done, my man! Okay, do I even have to do anything? In the name of not showing things off properly, I guess, in this episode, this one guy who's having a red aura is the only one who actually matters in this fight. There is going to be a nigh infinite number of deacons respawning at all times. You can kill them how often you want, and the only one who matters is just the guy with the red aura. And if you kill him, then and only then his health is being taken off the collective health pool. And then the red soul goes somewhere else. Somewhere else. Where does it go to? And in the first part of the fight, you basically have some opportunity to see how the deacons move, how the fat guys are different from the tall guys, are different from the normal guys. They don't do much, mostly shambling along and not using their ranged attacks, though some are. So it is definite. It could be worse. They could be spamming a lot their ranged attacks, but I think they more or less deliberately made it so that you're not overwhelmed from all sides, which I appreciate. It could be a bad fight. In this case, it depends on your definition of bad, I guess. As I said, it's really, really, really easy. Even when the second phase is going to start up, it really shouldn't be a problem in the slightest. But and trust me, the phantoms do nothing to alleviate that. It is always going to be exactly this easy. What just happened? Ah, he probably backstabbed one. Anyway, this is where the real fight begins, but it's still not, you know, hard. This guy here is the one which has a large casting stick and stuff. And they're now casting something, which we will not let them do. And this is all you have to do to interrupt it. I've seen people get killed by this. I've seen people complain about this, I guess, because it's the only kind of difficulty the fight can actually have. You just let them do their thing unless the phantoms intervene. I've never quite paid attention because I only know this because people told me about it and I saw it once on a stream. It takes a while. So they're summoning this black miasma thing here, basically. Wow, serious, good fucking job. And it might shoot out stuff. Come on, just show me. You really have a lot of time here, right? And this is why the phantoms are not helping. They're not focusing, of course, on the real issues. Maybe distracting a little bit, but yeah. So, do you want to do it or not? Maybe now? Blackness. Blackness. And this looks good. Or is it just going to be a projectile? It's just going to be a projectile. Come on, Horus, have some pride in your work. I think only starting from the second phase of the fight, the big guys can also cast Force to maybe knock you over, to delay things a bit, to get you away from the main casters in the middle. No, maybe? Oh, now it's getting dark. Yes, this is what I was talking about. Curse meter is building up, and if you don't stop this from happening, then you will instantly die, of course. And if these guys keep interrupting you, keep hitting you out of things like this while you panic, then this is the one conceivable way in which you can die here. Otherwise, no real chance of doing it. Then you can just, you know, wait on them. They can gang up on you, maybe. I mean, as I said, I'm a bit over-leveled, but I don't have the hardest armor in the universe. And I do have a large hitting weapon. You can have trouble if you don't have that, I guess. But overall, it's just... You can just run circles around them, literally. It's not a big problem. It's definitely not a big problem. But I like it. It's fun. It's fun. You can just get in there and just smash. And even if you don't smash, then it's still going to be a hell of a lot of fun to just roll over the Pope and bowl over fat guys and keep constant backstabbing up and stuff like that. I think that's great. Is there something behind? Might be. Might be. No. Okay. And Also, lore-wise, of course, it's very important, but I don't care, so I'm not going to talk about it. Just basically, this is Aldrich's coffin, and the two fun people, Anri and Horace, they are looking for Aldrich. They just missed him, but they also found a doll, which we just found. Also, if you come back here, you get the Archdeacon set, which is cool. I like it. Is it shorter from here? It's not. So let's see what we missed on the rafters. And also let's see if at least Sigvard is where he is, because that at the very least is somewhat hard to fuck up, though you can still fuck it up. Because Dark Souls 3 side quests, but only at the very late stage, fortunately. So you have a lot of grace period. Yeah, I'm fine with the Sigvard quest. I'm not fine with Patches' insane triggers. Like, I know about it. I'm trying to do everything I can, but no, just because I dared go here first, because I'm a little ADHD riddled, I guess I just don't get these quests, which are completely inconsequential to begin with. It's just a scene.
Hello?
Hi.
Anyone there?
Yeah, it's me.
I know it.
Haven't
Oh,
seen the armor. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe I would say that I've seen it. Some guy wear it, but I don't apparently. I just don't. So, back up the raft as we go. Sorry for this detour, but I guess this just serves to prove that if you do this first, then you're never going to see the scene. Oh yeah, I could have done this all the time, couldn't I? Doesn't matter really. I'm not super convinced that the stamina regeneration of this, maybe of this, but definitely not the Chloranthy ring, is really like super good and desirable to have on all the time. For sure in Dark Souls 1, but you only have 2 ring slots there. Definitely in Dark Souls 2, even though it's less than Dark Souls 1, I think. But it has that sweet spot of actually being really useful and noticeably useful. And here you see why these guys are here and have a deep connection with the deep. I mean. And in Dark Souls 3 it has been nerfed again, and then it's basically worthless. But still, I saw someone post about, and I think that sums it up rather well. If you use it, then you're always never going to notice it being useful. But if you if you take it off, then you immediately notice that it's no longer there. It's very weird. Just have to be a little careful here with the big lunging swings. So this guy here should not surprise me when I run out. Let me go with this. Now let's lure some fat knights. Hopefully not embarrass ourselves too much. If you come from here, then it's always going to be a little more difficult, because then you have this guy possibly shooting you already, and this guy here harassing you again. They might pull out their blow darts, they might not, let's see here, but this is definitely a very, very dangerous setup. He's already shooting. Brilliant. Trust me, it can be quite panic-inducing. And you do not want to do this. Definitely not on the rafters without careful luring of people. Yes, like this. Get back here. Just run for it, full speed ahead, and this is why I cleared out everything here. Wow, he just doesn't care, does he? Enemies having weirdly high amounts of hyper armor is also something I absolutely do not appreciate in Dark Souls 3. They can just turn on their I don't care about you hitting. Wow, that's generous. I don't care about you hitting me frames, basically. And you do not know that they're going to do this. So you always have to basically plan for that. And it's just weird, and I don't like it, okay? I mean, if they pull out a shield at a moment's notice, okay, that's fine. I can do that too. But I cannot decide that my next sword swing is going to be uninterruptible, and I'm going to do this now. I'm very sorry for your loss, but you will take damage now. Haha. And yeah, this irks me. This irks me a lot. Yeah, I have to look up the triggers again, really. I've did it before once, but I thought maybe it is just talking to Rosaria. I thought, but it's apparently it's not. It's just going up here. Maybe it is that. Maybe you have to go back now or not kill the deacons or it's garbage. Okay. These maggot things here are also very lore-wise and stuff. You could what I actually think is rather clever is that you could see one of them drop down where we got the giant and stuff and the Dranghammers, which I really should upgrade now that I said it. And it's basically showing you that there is something up here if you put one and one together. Didn't, but yeah, sniper spot for what? For this giant here? I don't get it. Anyway, this should be up and patches should be waiting here the first time you're going through there, but it's not, so yeah. Oh wait, do you have to go back and actually take the shortcut? This might be it. I think you might actually have to go through the shortcut, which is barely a shortcut. I don't remember, whatever, it doesn't matter too much now. This is also a very classic trap, like, so there's one enemy. Oh no, there is one behind me. Oh no, there is 3 billions of them. It's still not hard also, because these guys are not hard. But they can gang up on you. It can be kind of hard, because suddenly there is far more enemies here than you bargained for. The damage isn't high, but it sums up. And there is always one more alive than you think, because of body physics. And these guys drop undead hunter charms for all of your undead hunter charming needs. I've always been super weary of this guy here, because it's like you shouldn't attack people who don't attack you in Dark Souls games. Maybe there's going to be a side quest associated with this later on, and also we are two-handing buddies and forming a cross shape. It's very nice, but you can actually lock onto him, and this is usually a surefire way to tell if you actually want to kill somebody. So goodbye. And he drops the red sign soapstone, because everything up here is associated with the Invasion Covenant, for which we're going to have some more proof in a second. So yeah, this is kind of hard to find. The other Invasion Covenant, the Mount Makers, are completely 100% missable by very easy means. So maybe Dark Souls 3 really doesn't like you invading. And this is what we get for killing Kirk, his armor. And if we kill Heisel again, I think, or maybe later, we will also find her armor set here. No, we will find another Heisel pick, I think, something like this. Whatever, she's also going to show up here because she's also finger. So that makes sense at least. I don't want to touch the blood. Talk from here. Ah, yeah, okay. So if we give her a tongue in any way, at least to rank up the Covenant, I think, then we will fuck ourselves out of Sirius's questline. However, doing this and not having killed the Abyss Watchers yet is the only way to summon Hazel for yourself and get the proper bow gesture. And this is what the problem is with how you cannot get every gesture and every other reward at the same time. And it's a very legitimate gripe people have, I think. It's nonsense, and I don't get it why they made it like this. You know what? One more try. I'm going to upgrade the Dranghammers to +3, take them through the graveyard up to the not real shortcut, which we unlocked last, and see if now maybe Patches is there. But I wouldn't bank on it because I've been up here, and also I have already I think I should not have opened the bridge. Nah, then definitely not, definitely not. And also I killed the deacon, so whatever, fuck it. It's over. I don't care. So, but I'm still going to upgrade the hammers.
It wasn't.
I'm going to show them to you because I like them so much. I might actually just invade with them because they need 16 dexterity? What the fuck? They're clubs. Well, then I'm not going to upgrade them. Fuck you, game. I didn't even think of checking them. Why would they require so much dexterity? It makes no fucking sense. Now I'm sad. I'm just going to invade people anyway with my big hammer because I want to at the end of a play session. I think I might just stop the video here to see if everything is fine. If not, then well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess. After I've showed off the Dranghammers, here they are. Should be less schizophrenic with this. No, that's the wrong word. Whatever. Just jumpy through the menu. But yeah, I have them. So anyway, before I talk about video stuff, which nobody cares, these are the Dranghammers. They're basic clubs in their R1, though they do have a very, very nice swing to them, which, for example, the Dark Souls 2 mace, as good as it is in that game, does not have. So they have the horizontal coverage, and they also have a very tough vertical strike, relatively quick charge attack if you're into that, and I sometimes am. Jumping also always nice, but of course if you two-hand them, then you actually take the weapon in the left hand, and now you have the actual interesting part of the weapon, which is the L1 and L2 moveset. And this is this, where you just hit a bunch of times. And this combo here, the full combo where you do L1, L1 and another L1, I don't think too many people know about this third hit, and especially not in PvP I've noticed that, because I don't see this very often. But the third hit is absolutely devastating. If you catch someone in the full combo, then they are fucking dead. And the funniest thing about it is actually if you do hit 1 and 2, and if I had more stamina, then I could do the third hit. And people don't know that there is a third hit, that there is a very, very heavy hitting third hit. They run in to punish you, and they run directly into the third smash. It's like, oh my, he's overextended, bonk! And then they get a lot of damage. And what you can also do is a spin attack with the hammers. This is the L2, and this doesn't look like much, it also doesn't do that much damage, but you can follow that up with an R2, and this does a lot of damage. If you catch someone in this very quick attack actually, which also covers a lot of ground, then they're pretty dead. And this one here, this almost looks like you're just doing something like an R2 swing. It doesn't look super impressive. It's not one of these super fancy scimitar swings where you just flip around 30 times, dealing absolutely no damage. People will think that you just overextended into a swing like this, run into you, and then you follow up, and boom, 2 hits, and then they're fucking dead. It's great, I like it. You can play a lot of mind games with this in a way which I usually do not like to do too much, because I like playing reactive PvP, and this is why I also like the Dark Souls 2 PvP a lot more. But in this case, in Dark Souls 3, you have to be proactive, you have to lure people into traps, because otherwise they will just roll away and heal up. Okay, a little bit of a bad demonstration, like every fucking one in this video. Curse it, I tell you. But this way you can easily set them up for punishment. And what you also can do, of course, is do roll attacks. This is the R1 roll attack. Again. But if you push L1 instead, well, then you hit with both of them. And a quick roll attack is nice because it catches people, so you do this. But a roll attack like this, which hits twice automatically, well, that is going to be a problem for people. Because they don't see... Didn't I do something different before? Oh, whatever. And a running attack also hits twice if you hit the L1. So that is very nice. That is very nice. It has a very, very good and varied moveset. And I just like that. That you have so many options in one weapon package. The damage is amazing. You can enchant them with anything you want because they're just normal weapons. You can infuse them with heavy, or I guess you can do refined because they're apparently good for both. And everything is good and fine. Also, we have company.
We spoke before.
Yeah, I know. I summoned you just now. No, I didn't summon you. Horace summoned Horace. Didn't he tell you about... Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, what else is there? Should take off the hammers to run better. This also explains why I had so little stamina to show off the combo. Smart boy, Simon, smart boy. Do you have anything to say for yourself? No, because I didn't beat the Abyss Watches yet. Ha! Ugh. Okay. Want to check shop inventories? Yeah, I killed him. Right, didn't show it, but I killed him. I would have shown it, but yeah, things. The internet. Anything new? No.
Ashen one.
And of course, Greyrick has nothing new. Alright then. I would say that's it for now. I will just do a little bit of PvP for fun after this grueling explaining session in which nobody actually got shown off. See how the video turned out, and hope that this way I can continue just finishing Dark Souls 3 because I don't like having things unfinished. I mean, we're somewhat in the early game still, but I think we're going to be just fine. For now, thank you very much for your attention. It's not the hotkey.